Not looking forward to doing that one, but it's gonna get done as well. So with the rear floor pan being done-ish, I mean, we could just seam seal this and call it good. There's a few pinholes I'm gonna go around with a light underneath the vehicle with the lights turned off in the garage and find and maybe tack weld so that it's completely solid. I'll still use some seam sealer, but I just want it to be welded all the way around. But this is incredibly solid. I'm very happy. So I'm calling that done-ish, about 82%. And then I'm going to turn to the front part. The front part is a little bit tricky because I believe there is a support bracket or beam running under here. So we wouldn't want to cut it out in a big rectangle like we did with the back here. Instead, I'll probably cut out two narrow rectangles and go from there, and then expose that center brace and then surgically remove the top piece off of it. So here we're taking a peek on how it went. You can see I cut it out and leaving this strip behind. This is probably way wider than what that goes to. But better safe than sorry. Here's the piece out of it. So, you know, sometimes even when it feels solid-ish, there are just pinholes and it's just Swiss cheese. And if we were to media blast this would become paper thin once it loses its rigidity due to reinforcement by paint or coating, what have you. I'm gonna get under there after maybe a little quick vacuum with R1D1 here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about when I say the middle brace. All right, so here I am underneath the Rabbit. Shaky cam at its maximum. There's that brace. It kind of looks like it comes with a new piece, but it looks so flimsy compared to this one. So I may wire wheel this a bit and see what, if anything, of it we can salvage. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I want to share something with you guys. This tool, this 4.5 inch death wheel angle grinder, is my workhorse, and it's really 3 tools in one. And I laid it on here and it caught my eye that I want to share this with you, that it could be a cutoff disc used for cutting, sanding. I know some people use the stone discs. Those are good for making sparks in Hollywood films. Use paper lap discs. They work so much better. And wire wheel, okay, this is for cleaning. And then again, a lot of young Padawans run wire wheels on their drills, and they probably feel the frustration of how it's not really cleaning. This spins on such a higher RPM than a drill that it's a difference of night and day. Treat yourself to an angle grinder, throw on a wire wheel, wear eye protection, and you'll notice how much better the wire wheel on an angle grinder works than on a drill. But I want to show you this because one day I'm going to add a second angle grinder to the stable, and maybe a third, and they'll just be committed to being a wire wheel one, a cutoff one, and a disc one. and I'll be like AVE Junior. If you haven't watched these videos, I think he's Canadian. Absolutely brilliant guy, great sense of humor, and he has so many tools and knows so much that it's worth to give him a watch. But yeah, he has a bunch of angle grinders, and then you just reach for one. You know, you don't have to swap the head or the attachment, which is what I'm about to do. So I could do this EV conversion in half the time if I only had 3 angle grinders. So this is what I spend majority of my time doing when I'm not reading Chuck Norris jokes. You know, you take that off, and then you have to put this one on. And yes, first world problems, I get it. There I go with my left hand again. But this does take time, and you would work so much quicker if you didn't have to do this. So I'm gonna put the wire wheel on, jump under the Rabbit, clean that brace, and get back to you guys. So just cut out another slither, and areas of concern are across here, but we do get plenty of meat on a new piece. I might be worried about there. So this is pretty healthy. I cut it lower. I'm gonna cut it a little bit higher so that it's vertical again and doesn't scoop underneath the pan, I don't think. But my concern is that front. Well, let me show you here. On our piece, they give us a wonderful section that goes all the way up. So I don't need to go that crazy. I will probably cut it somewhere below the first set of holes so that I have a nice straight line to weld across, and we'll go from there. So here's how this stuff is coming out, and I'm just being cautious. There are hidden additional reinforcement braces I don't want to cut through, so I'm going slow and not that deep. Never go deep anyway. And here I'm gonna probably, instead of just zipping it, I'll take my time and loosen up as much of it as I can. There seems to be some sort of a brace under there that I don't want to compromise, if you will. That's gonna be a fun wire wheel dance. I don't think our piece goes up that high, so that's gonna be fixed somehow with a patch, perhaps. And yeah, I'm gonna get that out, and then I'm gonna go after this middle, try to get that out proper. Good times. Which step of an EV conversion is this again? Remind me, guys, remind me. Just want to show you how efficient we are here at Good Enough Garage. So this right here looks like what people would throw away. This is a new one. That's what people would cut down to and throw away. This is what we throw away. And we literally start with these and get every inch out of it. I figure this is worth sharing. Well, that's what that center channel looks like with the sheet metal ripped up. There are scales of junk inside there. We're gonna clean this out really nicely. There's a little weird kind of hump here. There's a hump here as well. I don't know if that's from improperly jacking it up. I would have never done that, or if that's by design. I'm gonna do a stare and compare it to the other side, but if you guys wouldn't mind bazingaing it in the comments if you know, if I just need to hammer those flat. I'm sure when you watch the video I'll already have done something, but it's just good to know. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut out that metal now and keep going, do some cleanup, transfer all this rust to my face. As we say here at Good Enough Garage, progress, not perfection. So I gotta zippity doodah those freckles and then go to town on this with a wire wheel. I've also had it with this yellowness, and I know if I take a wire wheel to it, it heats up and turns into cotton candy. But oh well, that's coming off. As you can see, I finally managed to figure out the Pythagorean theorem on how to get these rocker panel plastics off. So those are on the garage shelf where they belong. All you all across the pond in Ook thinking you're the only ones who work in the rain. Well, welcome to Aquatic garage. I'm in the middle of like a 5-day rainstorm. Of course it stops when I try to make a video, but yeah, we can work in the wets too, folks. We can work in the wets. I know lots of you live for the behind the scenes camera footage, so here we go. This is how the magic happens. I'm not letting that tripod get in my way. I prefer freestyling, you know what I'm saying? So here it is, a preliminary fitting of the front pan. Don't mind that German Shepherd ear up there. I was hoping it would sort of go the other way, but so that's gonna get trimmed. I think she's a little bit too long, so I'm gonna trim an inch off and see if she'll drop a little bit lower. It does take some nip and tucking, you know, especially for an amateur like me. It's my first time doing floor pans, sorta. So, thanks for watching, guys. Keep pulling for the Greg. I'm trying my best. Oh man, there's holes there. Why? Why'd I have to look there? So you want to be a gangster. Here you go. That's all the nip and tucking on that front one. Starting to rain, of course, because I'm out here. I wasn't kidding you all when I said that I really run them down to nothing. My supply still hasn't showed up, so I'm down to nothingness. And here's some tricks of the trade. I think that's a railroad track piece of it. Whatever clamp could fit. Of course, my favorite piece of wood there. And we're trying to get it fitted. It's close. You run what you brung, folks. You run what you brung. So here we are under the car looking at the front part, and I'm gonna classify this under not horrible. It's actually pretty decent. Of course, this is only the one half of it. It's hard to show you guys the whole thing, but it's all flush down there. I am gonna weld under here as well. Weld that middle strip back there. This is just to show you best I can what it looks like. And the front floor pan is in. It's welded in there. I haven't wire wheeled it or grinded it yet. I'm pretty tired. It probably still needs more welding. I mean, you could just seam seal it and call it good, but I like to really go in and weld more just because I need the practice. So it's in there. Lapped where I could. I have to do some more touch-ups, I think, and we'll be done. I do have to fix the floors on the other side. Right there. And I am gonna take the rack thing, seat rack, just like I did on this side. But a lot of work. Fun level 0. I didn't want to do rust repair. I wanted to do an electric conversion, but it's what you get when you get a 4-year-old car, right? But I like this thing. And hopefully this is going to be all behind me soon.